be up.
Well, when you get close range, like against Puggums especially, you're seeing that stasis gun coming into effect, gets charged up, and full slow gets put on him, which means that that's mobility it has. The extra 25% move speed isn't going to be doing much for him, even at this point. He needs to be burning traversals.
For sure, for sure. And, if he can go stage 3, we might see a good fight here. We might see a good fight at the end. I mean, no strikes there. Stage 3 would give him respectable health that he'd be able to, rumble a little bit.
And they're calling out his position right now. They know he's on the waterfront as he's just leaping his way around. Glitchful right now getting a position in the rear. Puggums is getting up a good position on the west side as Shenanigans is taking point, trying to get a good spot on Deanimate to see if he's forcing his way all the way across. And indeed he is. So Deanimate is going to be going up against Puggums very shortly, who's in a great spot to throw the dome as it is ready. We have a stage 2 full armor Deanimate ready to evolve.
Puggums is just always on point. Always on point. No matter where you go, he's there waiting.
And they really wanted that dome there. We actually saw Puggum step forward, which is something we haven't seen this game that often, except for when he was doming. And in this case, he wanted to step forward and get that dome. And that wasn't necessarily a mistake, but they tried to force a position. Deanimate said no, and he just backed right off. They'll be able to get that dome shortly, because if you look at Puggums, like, look at this traversal. This is what, like, I was talking earlier about Rune, but Puggums is doing it yet again.
Managing that jetpack, no unnecessary bursts.
Like, look at this. Like, he's literally keeping stride right now, and he's just doing what he can, keeping on him. He's losing distance right now, but up until that point, he had been keeping stride. Monster
on a Meteor Goliath.
Yeah, on a Meteor Goliath. He went from here, down round about here, and all the way up through here.
Smart evolve spot. That's going to give him a pillar to loop around, depending where they throw that dome. There's a good chance he'll have some good evasion.
That Toxic Grenade landing right on point. 3 rock, 2 fire breath being finished up for stage 3, which means he has 3 leap, 3 rock and 2 fire breath and 1 charge for the stage 3 fight. So,
and Puggums wasn't having it. He waited and threw the dome in a good spot.
Yeah, here comes the leap. Connects on 2, drives him up. Puggum's actually relying on the shield from Shenanigans to keep him up as he was stealth bounce, but not quite enough. We're seeing Glitchful actually starting to get melted, though. Deanimate's looking for blood. Charges up into the corner. Toxic Grenade being used. Everything's being thrown at Glitchful right now. Stealth bounce being used to ground back. Heal Burst actually has to get grabbed by Glitchful. Forces the healing, AoE healing, to be denied. Glitchful's getting low, though, which means they're almost without their medic. Leaf Smash being used. Does not connect, though, as he gets quickly dodged. Getting burned, though. Here comes the rock for the finish. Gets blocked, though, by Dylan Fry. Going to be keeping up Glitchful, making sure to protect it. Shenanigans is going for it. Doesn't quite get it, though, as Shenanigans is on point. And Heal Burst is up, which means that Deanimate's done. As we're just seeing him tap out right here.
One thing I've learned about Rogue Val, don't go for her. Kill her teammates. Kill her teammates. Especially with a Hank.
And they're just melting right through everything, dealing damage, and Deanimate forced to actually give up right there, which is not only a morale victory, but a physical one. Is DDs, the Dildozers, get through, and they actually get their first victory in this series, bringing it to a 1-0 lead.
Absolutely. And the thing is, like, that was a targeting issue there, I feel. Deanimate was playing well. They hit all their combos there at the end. They hit every ability that they wanted to hit, but it wasn't working because you had a Hank shielding a Rogue Val who has that massive self-heal.
Yeah, and just showing, like, we see the damage coming through. We see him, like, them chipping away at the Deanimate's health, and they just keep getting him low and low and low. And you see on the engagements just trying to get it. And if you see right here, we have a very erratic heart rate meter as he's just losing all his health. Shenanigans is barely keeping him alive at the end there. And Deanimate just wasn't quite able to finish. We'll have to see what he does in the next game. We're going into game 2, and let's see what goes on. Just to answer a question in the chat, yes, I can say super. Okay? It's all good. People have been asking me to say super, so I'm saying super. But with me, of course, is the super bad Juju coming right through. He's casting with us today.
Very much appreciated. Very much appreciated. No other thing I'd rather do on a nice Saturday. Watch some good old Evolve games and get to commentate about them.
So we're going forward. Everything's happening so far. Bans are getting started. Everything's going good. And they're going doing their administrative stuff. We won't worry about that. That's not our job. We just cast the game. Yeah, you guys know what's going on.
That's the behind-the-scenes nitty-gritty. I thought that was a good game, though. I mean, I think up until that last dome, it still could have gone either way.
Mm-hmm. And really came down to just, you know, if he was able to finish off our buddy the medic, and if Rogue Val went down, if Glitchful went down, that would have been a completely different scenario, but the clutch shields from Shenanigans kept her up just long enough for the heal burst, which means, I'm sorry, but
yeah,
Glitchful stays up.
Something to keep in mind, too, when you drop Rogue Val first, if you don't finish her, she's still passively healing your entire team.
Yeah.
You know, she becomes a beacon of health.
Yeah.
So long as that heal burst is, you know, on off cooldown. I've seen a Rogue Val actually res herself and people in her team because, you know, me as a monster, I dropped her and was like, okay, let's go focus on other people. And she slowly healed everybody up from the grave.
Yeah, and she's one of the few medics that can do that, and especially at the way that she does it. Like, if 3 of her teammates are down in a closed area, she brings them all up. And it's faster for her to bring up all 3 at the same time with the med gun and plus her passive than it is for her to go up and pick them up individually. It's also safer because the monster's going to be fighting her, obviously. So you just put the med gun. Like, I've done it a few times in pubs where you just have those games where you just sit there in the med gun. You're like, please, one of you at least get up. That's all you need. Before I go down, one of you has to get up.
Yeah, that suicide heal, you know. You see that a lot with regular Val, too, you know, where you're on your last legs and you're juking around and you're just trying to get that heal. No regard for yourself, you know. It's like, I'm not important. I'm there. I need to get them up.
Yeah. So,
especially if it's a support.
So we're looking at this. Sorry, I'm just reading chat. Some of the things they're saying are quite funny. Those of you that are watching in the VODs, because I think these are going up somewhere, make sure to check us out at twitch.tv/thegentleman's-league. And if you want to know more information about the TGL and what goes on, you can always follow at EvolveTGL. If you want to follow more about Superbad Juju, what's your Twitch? I mean, not your Twitch, your Twitter.
Yeah, Twitter is at SuperbadJuju. Twitch is SuperbadJuju. SuperbadJuju pretty much everywhere except for Origin, where I am the Superbad Juju, because apparently there's another one out there somewhere.
There's more Superbad Jujus? That's kind of one of those names that's kind of rare.
Right? I don't know. Maybe it was someone who like watched the stream and they're like, I'm going to take this name. Screw him. Or, you know, maybe during one of my hazy nights I made an account and I don't remember it. I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe. Like, I've ran into a few seeds, but it's not that common. Like, I ran into one on Twitch, obviously, because that's why it's A-Seeds.
Yep. I found another Juju on Twitch.
Did you?
Yeah, he came in my channel and followed me. Cool guy. He's a speedrunner.
Nice. But yeah, so, I don't know. We'll have to see what they do. We're going through with bans right now. As they're just coming through to let us know that Aurora maybe fried its computer, so that might be a problem.
Oh, man.
That's not a good start.
Was it TGL that Aurora pulled that amazing comeback 2 weeks ago, or was that ESL? Do you know which one I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Got hammered in the caves. It was TGL. Yeah, that was a very impressive play out of Aurora. You know, a hair of health, and they managed to just juke away, get that armor, come back, and clinch the win. That is why I love watching competitive Evolve games like that.
So let's show you guys what we have coming forward. We have the bands coming through. They're speed running through the bands right now. All right.
Well, so there's a timer now, correct?
Yeah. It's like 90 seconds or something like that. Just trying to help keep this up to speed so we don't have people taking forever.
Which makes sense.
Man, seems logistical. So first ban was Goliath, which makes sense. Assault was picked, which means that Torvald ban, Hyde pick, Jack ban, followed by a Crow pick. Support, can you guess which one was banned?
Oh, man, it's got to be Bucket. It's got to be Bucket.
So we're looking at a Sunny ban. Oh, darn, you were wrong there.
Oh, man.
Followed by a Val ban and a Rogue Val pick. So, Medic, we're kind of seeing the same things coming out. We're not seeing Kyra get any love this week, so far anyway. We might see her get some pick later. Kyra needs a break. She was kind of on the godly tier for a long time, so...
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And, you know, Val's so good right now that if you have a team that can dodge, you can get away without bringing someone to support her. You know, like Kyra, most of the other medics, I want a Hank or a Sunny. With Val, I feel okay if you want to bring Cabot out.
Yeah. So, like, you have those options available to you, and they're able to bring it up forward. And, of course, Monster, we are closing in with a Meteor Goliath. just for the clinch finish. But we are going into game now. We are actually live with a current 1-0 lead in favor of Dildozers, and we are restarting.
I hope they keep that bucket pick.
What's up? Anyway, so yeah, I guess we'll wait on that. But yeah, so...
No worries. No worries. So do you think he's going to go with the bucket pick still?
No. It's Hank pick. Hank pick. No bucket, sadly. Alas, I did actually...
That was weird. That loading screen that popped up, it had bucket in it.
So, I don't know. Like,
they didn't pick quick enough. That's what it was when the match started. That's why there was a bucket pick on that screen there.
I was confused. I was like, what?
Yeah.
Right, because if you restart before they drop, then there's that weird bug where you get, like, infinite jetpack, and it's just... I don't know about you, but... Infinite jetpack doesn't really seem like all that fun.
I have a video on my YouTube of us discovering the flying glitch, where you can get an ability essentially where you jetpack and you just float off into the heavens until you hit the ceiling on the wall. This was way back; they fixed it since that particular glitch. We were playing with friends, and it was just the funniest thing because 3 of us could do it, and one other person couldn't. As Morgan, and he was like really upset. So we're telling him, just think happy thoughts, Because Peter Pan.
Yeah, no worries. It's just like, I'm just gonna fly.
Yeah.
Fly like an eagle into
the
sea.
Cool. We had it happen one time on Foundry, and we had a Val that was up in the ceiling of the map, and she actually had a shot on the relay, and she made it so that our friend couldn't finish. They just couldn't get the relay down and couldn't kill her because she was up in the heavens.
I had one like that. It was with Slim.
Yeah.
And it was just like like it was I was Slim up top, so I could heal burst myself in case I got like ranged hit from like a vortex or something like that hit me. I could always heal myself. I had a shot on the relay, and I was Slim, so like my teammates went down. If the monster came for me, I just bug them. It's like, okay, I can heal everyone from up here. I'm just stuck up here, and like you couldn't do anything. I called for a restart. Monster wouldn't give it to me because he didn't know where I was, and we called for it. It's like, dude.
I always give the restart. I just assume that they're doing it for a reason, and I give it.
Oh, it was funny. He got so like mad at me, and he's like, "What did you do to get up there, you abuser?" I'm like, "No, I literally just spawned here. I joined the game, and I was drop shipping, and it's like, oh, I'm up top of the map." That's been fixed too. I will
say, some of the bugs, they're fun. They're actually, I can't even get mad about it because it's just like this is just fun being able to fly.
Yeah, it's just for shits and giggles at this point. It's not actually.
Yeah. It's been pretty good lately, I gotta say. I think the last patch really cleaned up a lot of the lingering bugs.
Apparently we're waiting for me to play support at this point, so...
You got this, man. You go ahead. I'll take over casting. You go in there. You kick some ass.
That'll get fixed as soon as we load into the game. One of those things. It gets fixed. But yeah, developers have been on point fixing all these bugs as they get found. So as soon as you find one, people post them on the forums, and suddenly it gets fixed. It's weird how that works, right?
Right?
So, I don't know. But yeah, so we are going in live. We actually have the full setup coming through. We have everything done. We have the animate going through on Monster, coming through with the full build of Leaf Smash, Fire Breath, and Charge. You're going to be looking to get that mobility. And again, we're on Wraith Trap, which is something we mentioned before, has a large amount of mobility options.
Absolutely. You really can't go wrong with that starting build on Goliath, It gives you enough abilities that you can tumble in a dome if you really have to, and it gives you superior mobility and good farming.
Yeah. And especially on this map, like, mobility is such a huge factor, and farming, like, it's one of those things, like, you're min-maxing on, like, the best map for it.
Absolutely, absolutely. This map is interesting because it appears to be wide open, but there's actually a lot of choke points that a good trapper can really abuse.
AKA Puggums.
Exactly. We're going to see Puggums hanging at those choke points, I bet.
So we're going to see Glitchful coming out, going through and dealing lots of poison damage, as he already has the gun out, ready to go. Dylan Fry is just kind of floating right now. I'm sure he'll catch up in a minute. And we have the animate just kind of leaping through, getting his food. Just looking at the full roster right there available at the bottom of the screen for you. All close to each other, so no problems with connection. We're going through.
What is going on here?
I have no idea.